Ahoy, virtual shipmates, and welcome to the Sailing Psych YouTube channel.
Oh, great. Another sailing channel.
Well, now wait, hold on, hear me out. But first, let me give you just a little bit of a background. Well, if you caught the prologue, or if you've been following Sailing Psych on Facebook or Instagram, or if you know me personally, you know the story. I was diagnosed with stage 3B colorectal cancer. Had to go through chemo and radiation, surgery, more chemo, in fact, a couple different kinds, and then yet one more surgery. Now, I had plenty of reasons to live, but while I was going through all that, I knew I needed something to get excited about, something to sink my attention into, something I could look forward to. Sailing. It was something I was always interested in, but I just never did. So I made a promise to myself that if I lived through this, I was going to learn how to sail. Beat cancer, bought the boat that eventually became known as New Beginnings, and her maiden voyage was on July 1st, 2023. That first year had plenty of ups and downs. And if you want to read about it, you can scroll back on Facebook. At the end of each season, I did recaps of each of our outings, and that included the comedy of errors that was the maiden voyage of New Beginnings. But don't worry, there's going to be a YouTube video on that coming out real soon. The 2023 season ended with me being on New Beginnings for 4 consecutive days. But right before that, I had this harebrained idea of creating a Facebook page. That way my friends could see me and that I was okay and that I was alive and well and indeed pursuing this passion. I named the Facebook page Sailing Psych. So what was interesting is being out there. I wasn't so much about where I was sailing and what I wanted to see, but instead what I thought would make a good picture, a good video. And that's where I sailed. And indeed, the creativity of doing that truly captured me. Eventually Sailing Psych began to grow, and I soon realized that I could use this as a way to spread awareness of colorectal cancer, to promote overall health and emotional well-being. Now, years ago, a dear friend of mine, John Sangaris, you might recognize that name. He was the last one to join us for a sail back in 2024, if you follow Sailing Psych on Facebook. John had said to me, Doc, you got a lot of good information to share. You should think about writing books or doing some public speaking. I kind of blew the idea off, but I got to admit, it did plant a little bit of a seed. Early on Facebook, virtual shipmate Kyron Demoli said to me that I ought to think about doing a YouTube channel. Now, I blew that one off too, but again, it planted a seed, and then those two seeds got together and did whatever seeds do. I started to realize that this could be a vehicle, well, not this vehicle, but a YouTube channel, could be the vehicle through which I continue to help more and more people, and perhaps even continue to help people long after I'm gone. So on the second anniversary of the maiden voyage of New Beginnings, the YouTube channel was launched. So, what to expect from this? Well, if you watched the prologue, you heard me say that this was our story and we're going to write it together. And so, instead of doing seasons and episodes like what I did on the Facebook page, each video will be a chapter in our story. Now, I'm going to start each video off then with a category heading in brackets or braces or parentheses, whatever YouTube will let me do, that'll kind of give you a general idea of what the video is going to be about, what the chapter is going to be about. The chapter headings are health. This is where I'm going to talk about physical health and what you might be able to do to live a healthier lifestyle. Psych. That's where we're going to be talking about mental health and emotional well-being. Travel, because I love going new places and seeing new things, and I want to bring you along with me. And I don't know, maybe if it's something that's really cool, maybe that's something that you'll want to go do with your family, your people someday. Hold on, guys. Look,
A deer antler. That's the first time I've ever found one. That's awesome.
Diary. That's pretty much just going to be my captain's log. Personal musings, reflecting on some thoughts, or maybe even just sharing a little bit about my life. Humor, because if you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you know I really like to try to make people laugh. And so I plan on continuing to create a few smiles or at least an eye roll or two. What do you mean you can't take me seriously?
Last but not least, sailing, because that's how this all came to be.
So you see, my goal is not to create another sailing channel, it's to create a life channel. Welcome aboard. Fair winds, following seas, and don't forget to find your sailboat. Dock out.